How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to anybody who's new and welcome back to everybody else. And today, we're here for a brand new type of video. We're going to be playing some NBA 2K25, and I'm going to be playing the My League mode. We're going to try to get the Minnesota Timberwolves a championship. I'm assuming there's going to be some new faces. Welcome to all of you. This is going to be the first 2K video I put out. I assume there'll be more. Who knows? Don't hold me to it. But anyway, for those who might not know, I'm a massive Minnesota Timberwolves fan, so I just watched this team a couple weeks ago, unfortunately, get eliminated in the Western Conference Finals. But if one thing's for certain, this is the best run this team has had since I've been watching, essentially. I started watching at the end of 2004. It's mostly been pain, almost every single time. But the past 2 or 3 years have been pretty cool, and we're going to try to capitalize on that and make this team a complete contender. Since this is the first time I'm going to be playing 2K, I probably should show off some settings, because I don't use the game settings, because those who play 2K, you already know, it's kind of broken. So we're going to just kind of scroll through here. I'll explain a few things as necessary. Draft class quality at 100. I don't think we're going to go far enough for this to matter. I'm going to have 3 years to win the Timberwolves a championship. That's probably the kind of format I'm going to stick to here, just because it makes sense, and I think they can probably get it done in 3 years. Draft quality at 100, that's only going to affect the very last draft class. I'm going to use a real draft class this offseason and the next offseason. So we're really only going to see one class of people that are auto-generated that may or may not be cooking everybody. From past experience, it seems like it's only usually 1 or 2 people that really get a benefit from this anyways, but I am going to leave that be just to make things a little more interesting. Injuries, of course, on. I know some people choose not to use these. We're going to be as realistic as possible. You might even see that in some of the trades or moves I might make. I'm probably not going to go too crazy. If it doesn't seem possible in real life, I'm probably not going to do it here. Some of the only things I changed here, user frequency and CPU frequency for injuries is a little too high. I'm also going to knock, sorry, not this, oops. I'm also going to knock morale difficulty down a little bit. Those who play 2K already know. Sometimes the shot tendency for certain players isn't high enough. They don't get a chance to shoot the ball enough, and then they get mad at me about it, even though I can't fix it. So we're just going to adjust that a tad little bit right there. All of this is normal. If you want to see sliders, we can go through that too. The only thing that's off is trade override, obviously. Step being rule on. It's a pet peeve whenever people turn this off and send every draft pick they have for the next 30 years. We will not be doing that today. We're going to be doing this in a grounded, obviously fictional, but grounded universe. So we're not going to be sending out every single draft pick we own for the next billion years. I also turned trade frequency for the CPU down a little bit. If this is at 50, which is the normal setting, sometimes they go kind of crazy, and then 3-4 years in, nobody is on the team they should be on, and that's just not realistic at all. Progression and so on. Progression is a little bit slower, and regression is a little bit higher. I'm sure those who play 2K know a lot of people end up in that 80 to 88 kind of overall range, and then you have people sitting in free agency forever, and maybe even retiring in their young 20s. That should not be what's happening. That's unfortunately a bug, so that's going to be how I work around that. That being said, though, I think everything else is essential. Oh, sorry, one last thing. Min rating, max rating are going to be at 80. This is so people that are 75 overalls that have a pretty high potential don't ask for a max contract. For some reason, that's just how it works right now. We're going to avoid that problem as much as possible. For that same reason, salary curve is at 9 and player potential is at 4. I had this at 0 for a test video I recorded about yesterday, and it kind of broke everything, so I'm going to put this back up to 4, and we're going to hope for the best. If it doesn't, we'll be along for the ride together and watch this disaster play out in real time. But that's about it for now. Let's take a look at our team. There's Darvin Ham on the photo there, former coach of the Lakers. So what do we got? We got, as far as point guards are concerned, Dante DiVincenzo coming off the heels of that trade last year with the Knicks. Mike Conley, who's 37 years old. I might have to move on from him. I really don't want to. Mike's an incredible guy and a great teammate by all accounts. If we can hold on to him, I will, but I'm not entirely sure I can win him a championship as part of this team. We got Bones Highland on a 2-way. He probably won't get re-signed. Rob Dillingham. In 2K, I don't really believe in him. I believe in him a ton in real life, but in 2K, he doesn't really turn into the star I want him to be, so we might have to be a little creative there. Ant Edwards, of course. Nikhil Alexander-Walker, who I might try to re-sign. If we reformat the defense and we trade Rudy, I'm probably going to need Nikhil to be on the team, so we have switchability. Terrence Shannon Jr., an absolute bucket in his rookie season. Jaden McDaniels, one of the best, or in my opinion, most underrated players in the NBA. Jalen Clark had a great season this season. Julius Randle. Nobody has turned around their opinion for me as far as they're concerned, as much as Julius Randle has. When he was on the Knicks, I did not see what everybody else seemed to see. But man, when he got to the Wolves, he was playing some elite basketball the second half of this year. I might hold on to him. It all depends on how much he requests this offseason, assuming he doesn't take his player option. We got Josh Minot, who I wouldn't expect to be around too long. Leonard Miller, jury's still out on him. I'm not entirely sure. Rudy Gobert, I want to keep him. I really do, because he's crucial to this team's defensive identity. But if a good trade comes along, I'm not opposed to moving him. He's 33. That doesn't really align with Ant, who's 23. We'll have to see how it shakes out. Naz Reid, I will move heaven and earth to get Naz Reid back on this team. He is the heart and soul of the Minnesota Timberwolves, and we are going to see to him sticking around. Luka Garza and Jesse Edwards are final 2 players. I would not be surprised if neither of these guys are here in about 2 months, in game time at least. So without further ado, let's get things underway. We don't have to sign anybody this offseason for staff, so we're going to skip that completely. We're going to go to the 25 draft. Let's take a look at what picks we have. Oops. So we got 17 in the first round, and we got the first pick in the second round. I'm not going to sleep on this pick. I think we're still going to get somebody pretty solid in the second round. We take a look at this class. There's pretty good depth top to bottom, obviously starting with Cooper Flag, Ace Bailey, Dylan Harper, so on and so forth. But then when you get down to like 31, 32, there are some real players here. I've seen some of these guys play in college. It wouldn't surprise me if some of them become contributors in 2K. Haven't used this exact draft class before, so it's going to be a bit of a surprise. We'll all be in for it together. But I think there's a lot of good players down here. Nolan Traore, 47th, seems a little low for most of these draft classes. So we might find a steal. Who knows? But only way to find out is to get to the draft. Is there anybody I might want to trade beforehand? I really want to keep Mike, but I know he's going to regress. The moment player progression happens, he's going to drop from a 79 to probably about a 76. He's making $10 million. I can't help but feel like that money would be better utilized somewhere else. But if I package his contract with potentially Julius Randle's, should he take that player option, that'd be $40 million. That can open up a lot of opportunities. Is there anybody I just simply want to move on from right now that I have no interest in bringing back? It doesn't appear so. Ooh, Rob's hurt also. Food poisoning. What happened? That wasn't like that when we started. What did he eat? Oh, well. I guess we're just going to go to the draft. I'm not entirely sure what position I want. Probably a point guard. But I also have Rob. I don't know. He's going to be a good player in real life, I think, but I'm not sure if he's going to be who we need in 2K long term. We don't need really any wing. We have a lot of wing depth. A 4 wouldn't be too bad because I'm not sure Minot or Leonard Miller are ever going to actually be in the rotation. Center, I probably don't want to get because I have Naz Reid off the bench. I probably have Rudy Gobert starting still. Let's see how it shakes out. Let's watch the lottery. So, let's just watch all the way to the first Wolves pick because 17 isn't too far after the lottery. First overall pick, no surprise here. Cooper Flag for the Mavericks. If that doesn't happen in real life, I'd be shocked. For some reason in 2K, it doesn't happen every so often. Ace Bailey, second overall to the Spurs. A lot of the time I've seen the Spurs trade this pick, so that's a pretty interesting call. Dylan Harper, Philadelphia, 76ers. I know there was just a report yesterday. Shams was talking about that they were working out with Trey Johnson, who I expect is going to go pretty high. Malik, I don't know how to pronounce his name. If I'm wrong, call me out in the comments. Fourth overall to the Hornets. Not a bad pick, not a bad pick. The Hornets are going to need a lot more than that, though. Azanul, fifth overall. So far, no surprises. Trey Johnson fell a little bit, but that's a good pickup for Washington. VJ Edgecombe at 7 feels a little bit low. I know the Pelicans had an eye on him, too. There was a report of that. I was hoping he would fall. Some draft classes, he falls all the way down. A 6'5 point guard, that would very much help, at least in the long term. Obviously, he'd be a lot more switchable than, say, Rob Dillingham, who's considerably small for an NBA player. Liam McNeely, I've never seen a player vary more in a draft class than Liam McNeely. Sometimes he gets picked as high as like second. Sometimes I've seen him fall to the second round. You never really know what you're going to get with him. He's going to go 9 today. Jeremiah Fears, 10. Let's just kind of scroll through this because these players aren't quite as notable pickups, at least right now. Hugo Gonzalez, another person I've seen get picked in the second round a lot of the time. That's just a testament to 2K's unpredictability. And we finally have a trade. I thought we weren't going to get one. Let's see what it is. The Hawks are going to trade the 13th overall pick for Antonio Reeves and Kelly Olynyk. That is a horrific deal. Oh, my God. Great for the Pelicans, though. And they're going to get Igor. That is a great pickup, a 6'8 point guard. Probably going to play a little bit too for them. That whole team needs to get rebuilt. So, honestly, anybody with potential is worth picking up. Aaron Bradshaw, 14th. The Thunder are going to get yet another high pick. It's going to be Derek Queen, who sometimes gets projected to be top 5. I would not be surprised if he goes top 7 in the real draft. So this is an amazing pickup for them in 2K. The Magic are going to get this gentleman. I do not know how to pronounce either of those names correctly, and I'm not even going to try out of respect. That being said, though, another center for the Magic, unless they move on from Wendell Carter, I'm not sure if that's a great decision. But finally, it's our turn to pick, and there are a lot of people I have my eye on as far as real-life players are concerned, and let's see if any of them translate to 2K. First and foremost, Colin Murray Boyles is the first person that jumps to mind. Unfortunately, he is primarily a 3. I think if I put him to a power forward, he will drop in overall a little bit. What's his projection in 2K? Absolutely nothing. Great job, scouting team. Awesome. Alex Caravan is a great shooter. It says 3-and-D. I'm not sure if I trust his defense against NBA players, and he's already 22. That's kind of a double-edged sword because he's going to be closer aligned in age to a lot of our other stars. However, This might just be as good as he gets. He might not progress as much. He also doesn't have a comp because I started from a start today mode. So we're just going to assume he'll project to be somebody kind of okay. Same for Colin Murray. Is there anybody else, though, that I might be interested in that sometimes gets, relocated towards the bottom half of this? Does not appear so. Danny Wolf is 62. This is somebody I want them to pick in real life with the second pick. You know what? I might even move down a couple picks if I can pick up an extra second rounder. 17. Can I get like 19 in a second round pick? Let's see what's available here. 21. I don't want to move quite that far because I might miss out on somebody I'm pretty interested in. Ooh, 19 and 27 might be a doable. The Nets, of course, in the middle of a rebuild. Who knows how long it'll be until they've got it all figured out. 2 second round picks, and I get Maxwell Lewis. I don't know if I like that very much. Second round, you have the 6th overall pick. I'd be happy to take that instead of this late first. It'd actually be cheaper for me. It's going to take a second round pick of my own, and they're going to give me, I think that's that's like 27, isn't it? I guess we'll find out because I'm making that deal. The Nets are going to get 17. Who do they take with it? Colin Murray Boyles. Fantastic pick on their part. I just didn't think I had space for him on my roster. The Washington Wizards, they're going to make a trade. Who's this? 18th overall and the second round pick next year for a 2026 Suns, Grizzlies best of Suns and Grizzlies first round pick, and Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal doesn't belong on this team. He's a great veteran. He has no business being on a rebuilding team, but you'll have that sometimes. Good for the Suns. We're going to take JT Toppin, and it's finally time, ladies and gentlemen. The Minnesota Timberwolves. Who are we going to pick? I think I have my eye on a couple people, but I think the answer is probably going to be still Alex Karaban. Can never hurt to have more shooting. Anthony Edwards, obviously very prominent getting to the rim. Had a lot of great three-point shooting this year too, but I don't want him to have to exclusively shoot that far out. I meant to sim some our next pick, but we ended up seeing another trade here. The 20th pick, Impel Larson, over to the Knicks for 2 first-round picks, including a Washington Wizards first. That's a ridiculous trade on their part. Classic Knicks move. Great move for the Heat. And they're going to use that pick to get Elliot Cadeau from North Carolina, but enough talk there. Let's move to the next Wolves pick and see who's available. Nolan Traore at 47 is staring at me. This is sorted by projected overall from our scouting team right now. He's projected to be pretty high, and I usually see him get drafted in the top 10. So the fact that he's here this late, it feels like it's dumb of me not to take him. Nobody else here is somebody I really think fits this team too well. I think if I go here, I think if I go here and get Nolan, and then I use that other pick to get Danny Wolf, I think that'd be a pretty good set of circumstances. Although if I get Will Riley, that's another good, solid defender. It might free up some opportunity to get rid of Rudy. No, I don't think Rob's gonna be the person I need him to be in this sim. So we're gonna get Nolan, 6'4" point guard out of France, and then let's go to our next and final pick. And this is the first pick in the second round. I actually, if this is going to hold up how it seems to be, I might be able to get Will Riley and Danny Wolf if I trade again. So I might even look into that. Oh, wait, I have 2 picks. What am I talking about? Duh, I forgot about that. I forgot they threw in that extra one. And Rasheer Fleming is up here. Hold on, I didn't see him the first time. That would be an incredible pickup for the Wolves. He's a power forward who we said we needed before. Somebody I have my eye on for sure in real life. The fact he's here this late in this draft class, I would be an idiot not to pick him. We're going to get Rasheer Fleming. Incredible pick for us. And now let's sim to our next pick. And if both of them are still here, which I don't think they will be. Yeah, Will Riley looks like he might have gotten picked. Damn. All right, so that's going to make our decision pretty simple. I might have traded down again, but since one of our 2 people are off the board, I think I'm just going to go straight to Danny Wolf, who... Is he gone? Did he get picked? Hold on, draft summary. Did I just miss him get drafted somewhere? Did he go way higher? Dude, 21. Oh... That's unfortunate. Okay, so then that kind of frees up some opportunity for us. We can kind of go whichever route we want. I think I'm going to go Baba Miller. He's 7-foot point or power forward, pardon me. I think you can actually run him at 3. This is definitely a project pick. He's not going to be good for a few years. He's 21 years old. I think he might project into somebody pretty solid. Obviously, he's an okay defender. He's a good shooter at the rim, a good shooter outside at the 3-point line, at least in 2K. I think this is a solid pickup. Actually, whoa, he's pretty mid according to this draft class somebody made. Athletic. You know what? I'm going to go for it. I think he'll get a good opportunity to progress. And we're going to move out of the draft and take a look at things. Cooper Flag, number 1, 82 overall. We're going to have 3 80s, actually. 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure all 3 of these guys are going to be quite this good out of the gate, but they're definitely going to have something to say about it. Anybody else at a crazy high overall, a little below? How good is Danny Wolf? 69 overall, right behind a 74, surrounded by a couple more 74s. That's a little bit of a reach for the Utah Jazz, but they kind of have a lot going on. They already have Walker Kessler, though, so this seems like a strange decision to me. Nonetheless, I'm happy with how our draft class turned out. None of these guys particularly high in overall, but I'm going to have to hope that they all get better over time. This is unfortunate. I didn't want to see this. I was hoping at least one of these two gentlemen would have accepted their player option because it would have made my decision-making a lot easier. I'm going to try to re-sign both, but I'm not sure that's going to be possible. Jalen Clark is, as far as I'm concerned, untouchable. He'll be coming back. And these two gentlemen, I might be able to get something if I flip Josh Minot. So I'm going to actually accept his team option. Let's see if we can flip him for maybe a second-round pick or maybe even a first-round pick in the future. Let's take a look here. Josh Minot, what could you get for us? AJ Green is a great pickup, actually, for this team. But I don't really need wings. We can get a first. Let's see. Anything jump out particularly? Dude, Shake Milton, former Timberwolf for a few years. I think he was with the Knicks last year and then the Pistons. He's been moving all around. One of my favorite players in the past few seasons, though, for the Wolves. Ooh, this is just straight up a first-round pick and a trade exception. That might not be a bad move because that's going to free up more, or that's going to give us an opportunity to trade essentially for a little bit of a higher cash player. And we're going to get an Atlanta pick. Sometimes they kind of do bad on these sims. Let's see what happens. All right. And then is there anybody else I'm completely fine moving on from? I hate to say it. It's probably Mike, but let's do this in free agency. Any qualifying offers for us? No. All right. I don't think we can get Giannis. That would obviously be a dream. I also don't think we're going to be able to get 2K. Or, wow, 2K. What am I talking about? I also don't think we're going to be able to get KD. He's already gone. What? Did he get injured? Did I miss something? Hello? Transaction report. Trades. Josh Minot. Where is Kevin Durant? What? They already made this trade day one. Oh my gosh. Kevin Durant, Devin Vassell, Darius Sochin, Julian Champagnie, a first-round pick from the Hawks, and another first-round pick from the Hawks. The Hawks don't have any first-round picks as far as I'm concerned. They've traded a bunch. Wow, so that's going to make the Spurs a very viable team. Who are they playing right now? They have Wemby, Durant, they have De'Aaron Fox, Castle. This is going to be a tough team. They're going to win, and they have Ace Bailey. I forgot about that. This team is going to be elite next year. If they don't win 60 games, I'd actually be shocked. All right, well, that's very, very unfortunate because we do not have money to get anyone. Let's take a look. What could we trade financially? We don't have Randall, which means we're probably going to have to trade Rudy, which I really, really didn't want to do. He's going to fall off a little bit, and he's making a good amount of money. Maybe the Sixers might be dumb enough to do this. I actually shouldn't say that. Maybe I'll be dumb enough to do this. With how Joel Embiid's health has been, this just isn't a good idea. But at this point, I'm desperate because I needed one of those two guys to accept their player option. They're going to say no to this, but I'm going to see how far off we are. Not very... Oh, they think they're a championship contender. That's very funny. I'll definitely move on from this Hawks pick that we just acquired for the sake of this. Is there anybody young that I don't really... Ooh. No, we got to keep Rob. If we're doing this, we got to keep Rob. He'll be our bench point guard. Leonard Miller, I don't need you. And is there anybody else that I can just toss into this deal? I will not be tossing Terrence Shannon into this deal. I think he's going to be pretty good for us. They're going to say no, but let's just try. All right. And can I trade this pick or this? I can trade a... Oh, it's a second, though. Ooh, I didn't quite know that. Here we have a 2026 pick. I don't think I should be able to trade that. Actually, yeah, no, I definitely shouldn't be able to trade that. So I'm not going to. I'm going to take the L, and we're going to refocus. Let's take a look at what centers we can possibly get here. Kristaps. Ooh, but that's going to kill us defensively. What's perimeter defense is a C. Inside A+. Actually, Ooh, or I could get Zubac. I think Zubac is the move out of these two. Because they have similar skill sets. Zubac is a little more coordinated, and he's got 3 years on his deal. Let's do that same exact thing before. Ooh, that's too much money for them. Let's toss Leonard Miller in that, maybe. Ooh, who they value a little bit. That's good. Will they just straight up do this? They say no. All right, now let's toss in that Hawks pick. Still no. How about this second? Ooh, all right. What if I toss in Mike? Is there anybody else that's just eating up money on your team? Drew Eubanks, maybe? 4,077,000. No, not quite. All right, looks like this is also going to be dead in the water. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this might be the deal. The Cleveland Cavaliers had a pretty rough postseason. Jared Allen, a player I believe in big time. Good rim protector, can get lobs. That's basically all Rudy does on offense, and I feel like he's going to be more versatile a little bit. Defensively, you're not losing too much. I'm also going to be trading Mike Conley for Max Strus. I don't really want Max Strus, quite frankly, but he's going to provide some shooting, and it makes the contracts line up. They're not going to say yes to this, certainly, right? No. So let's see. What if I toss in this first? Ooh, oh, I don't like this at all. Jalen Clark for Isaac Okoro as well. I'm going to do my best to not let that happen. What if I toss in Leonard Miller? Or, nope, not allowed. Okay, financially, I can't add too much more to this without taking somebody back. How about the second round pick? No, they're really hard pressed on that. Is there anybody else you don't like that might be on this team and make this more possible? Dean Wade is 28 years old, to be making $6 million, and he's not good. What if I did that and then perhaps added Leonard Miller? Then Dean Wade is valued higher. What? That makes no sense at all. I can't believe I'm saying this. I might actually have to just toss in Jalen Clark. This is heartbreaking. I don't want to do that because he's such a great defender. He's a big part of why this team is going to be good, I think, in real life. Isaac Okoro is just kind of bad offensively. He can defend a little bit, but I'm not sure if we're going to be happy with that. I'm going to pull the trigger on this because I need to get Jared Allen on this team. And then I might see if I can package these guys for potentially another wing defender. And a very unfortunate turn of events. We're going to have to wait until the 60-day trade rules allow him to be traded again. So we're going to have to do that mid-season, which means we're going to have to impromptu fix this. We got Jared Allen, 6'9", but he's going to play a lot bigger than that. I'm pretty happy with getting him on this team. That's also going to let him be a little more switchable, too, because he's a little bit more agile. Dante DiVincenzo, I like having on this team. He's probably going to have to start this year because it's probably going to be him and Rob playing all the point guard minutes. Ant Edwards, Terrence Shannon Jr., if he progresses to where I hope he'll be, I think he'll be in the rotation, but we will need another shooting guard. Unless, do you get better? You don't get better. Oops. Do you get better? You don't. This, ooh, I think I have to, yeah. So otherwise, we're going to have a bit of a logjam at the 3. Rasheer Fleming is starting for us at the 4 right now. That is not at all what we want. So I think I'm going to have to trade Leonard, unless you're 6'10". Do you play center well? How about 3? No, you're going to be a center. So we need a 4 that's going to start, and we need a center that can play bench minutes. I don't think that's impossible. I think we have bird rights on Julius Randle, and we have bird rights on Naz Reid. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to give these guys, definitely not that much. Do you have any other offers? None that you like. Okay, cool. So that's going to give us some leverage here. Actually, let's do this. So this way he's going to be a very good trade piece for us. I'm not sure he's going to agree to this for the first day. He probably won't, quite frankly. But I'm still going to offer it. It should be his best offer on the board. It is by a pretty wide margin. Naz Reid, I'll pay you whatever you want, buddy. Just sign back here. Come on in. Oops, I don't want to match that. Jesse Edwards, goodbye, my friend. They actually both agreed. That's awesome. I didn't expect that. Nickeil Alexander-Walker going to keep his money on the board. Tristan Newton, Bones Highland, and Josh Minot. I'm going to keep the trade exception. But everybody that has cap space and a cap hold, except for Nickeil Alexander-Walker, goodbye. Speaking of, nobody's made him an offer, so we're going to skip another day. How about now? Nope, we're going to get through all the moratorium, and we're going to get our 2 bigs. That's great news. So where does that leave us right now? So we're going to have Jared Allen starting, Naz Reid off the bench. I'm completely fine with that. You get a great defender who's somewhat okay on offense. You get a great offensive player who's a little bit bad on defense, but we're going to let that slide. He's our 6th man of the year. Julius Randle played phenomenal basketball last season. Probably going to give him this full season to see what he can do, but if this doesn't go well, he will be on the move. Rasheer Fleming, ooh, I might have to actually force Rasheer Fleming to be in the rotation. Actually, he's only 6'9". I could just play all my wings here instead. Alex Caraban's still not going to get minutes. These guys will. Max Strus definitely going to have to get minutes, but Terrence Shannon Jr. could eat up those last minutes. I'm trying to go for a 10-man, rotation. So I think that's going to settle it for us. Nickeil, I'm sorry, buddy. I hope you find great opportunity wherever you find yourself next, but you will not be returning to the team. Let's see where player progression is going to leave us. Nobody up top jumps up. Jaden McDaniels up 2. Naz Reid down 1. Rob up 3. That's awesome. I don't see that too often in 2K. Isaac Okoro even goes up a little. Oops. Max Strus going to go down 2. That's not the end of the world. Terrence Shannon only +1, though. That's a little unfortunate because he's going to request some money this year, and I'm not sure he's going to get much better. I'll have him in the rotation. We'll see how he does, and then from there we'll adjust. And then, pardon me, Leonard Miller, our 2nd worst player, but up 2, only 21 years old. We're going to keep him around for a little while, but I don't think we're done making moves. We're going to have to see how things shake out in the very near future. Let's skip through Summer League and get to the Hoops Summit. We're going to download another draft class, and I'll meet you in the regular season. And we're back, and LeBron James is finally going to hang it up, his final season. What an incredible career. Absolutely, he deserves a farewell tour. It wouldn't shock me if other really good players retire too this offseason, but he'll be the only one apparently getting the farewell tour. I think we're going to run our 10-man rotation. Let's do that. I think we do need to adopt a little bit of zone. We had a bit of zone getting played against the Thunder, both in the regular season and playoffs, and it was pretty promising, but it was in such short spurts. We're going to up that a little bit. Run plays frequently. Anybody who watches the Wolves know they play CTE basketball a lot of the time, so we're going to keep that exactly where it is. Help defense is fine. We might even knock that a little down now that Rudy's gone. Bench utilization, I want this exactly 50-50 right down the middle. And we're going to keep everything else the same. Play through star. Let's do that. We're going to limit perimeter shots, play physical defense. I'm happy with everything else. Let's re-roll this. So we got Dante, Ant, Jaden, Julius, and Jared Allen. The same starting five minus Rudy. We're going to have Jared Allen instead. We got Naz Reid, our 6th man of the year. Isaac Okoro coming off the bench. Rob finally in the rotation full-time. Max Strus and Terrence Shannon Jr. No power forward getting minutes off the bench, but that's A-okay with me. I think one of those two gentlemen, whether it be Baba Miller or Rasheer Fleming, are going to find that role for themselves pretty soon here. But for now, let's let it run. Let's see what we do. I'll check back with you at the trade deadline. And we've already got our first set of unfortunate circumstances. Jared Allen, a severe right ankle sprain, 4 to 6 weeks. Anybody who plays 2K knows he's probably going to heal a little bit faster than that. On Christmas Day, too, that's unfortunate. Right now, we're 18-11. That's going to put us 5th in the West. Honestly, we're only a half game behind. That's actually remarkable how close these standings are. Nobody's jumped out and taken a lead yet. But this is going to be a huge setback for us. Going to see how the rotation looks. Oops, pardon me. Whoops. Going to see how the rotation looks without Jared Allen in there. We're going to have Naz starting, of course. I think we simply need to force a center into the game here now. So I think that's going to have to be probably Leonard Miller. Do we even have another center? Oh, it was Naz, duh. What am I talking about? That being said, though, we're going to check back in at the trade deadline. That's in February, so I'll see you then. And just like that, we're back ahead of schedule. Who got injured this time? I haven't seen yet. Oh, no. Oh, it's only 2 weeks. But Rob finally gets in the rotation. He's going to suffer an injury, unfortunately. And that's going to really, really hurt us. We're going to have to play Nolan now. Who jumped into this rotation that shouldn't be? Oh, Jared Allen's already back. It's only been like 2 weeks. Remember, he got injured on Christmas. We're January 5th. He's already back. I have no idea how that makes any sense in the world. I guess our medical team is just making things up as they go. But nonetheless, Rob is back, or injured. He'll be back in probably a week or two. We'll see how it all shakes out. This is an off... Actually... No, I can't do this. Decline trade. Check back in with you at the trade deadline. All right, everybody, we're back. It's the trade deadline. Let's take a look at the standings really quick. The Spurs, I tried to say it before, they're going to be one of the best teams, 33-17, leading the way right now, but it is incredibly close. The Clippers on their heels, Mavs, Timberwolves, Kings, all in close proximity. The Kings, what the hell? How did they get up here? Who's on this team? I know Sabonis is still on this roster because I tried to trade for him. They got Zach LaVine still, DeMar DeRozan. Honestly, as far as 2K is concerned, this is a pretty good team. They also got Klay Thompson in presumably a trade. Oh, they traded Malik Monk. Are they out of their mind? He's one of the best players on the Kings. He went to the Mavs, and he's going to thrive with this lineup. You got Kyrie, you got Anthony Davis. He's probably going to be able to get these guys some good looks at the rim, too, and Derek Lively and Daniel Gafford. Those guys torched the Wolves in the 2024 Western Conference Finals. Cooper Flag. And they got Russ. How is Russ in 83 overall still? He's ancient. Either way, this team, it's not surprising they're good, actually, because this is a pretty stacked roster, if I do say so. They even got TJ McConnell, who just had a crazy run with the Pacers this offseason, or postseason, pardon me. But that being said, it's time to get down to business, because despite the fact that we're pretty good, we're not the best, and I think we can be, with a few small tweaks. Here is where we make an insane trade. I should probably go back, actually, to trade, or player finder, pardon me, because we're going to find somebody that can play 4 for us who's not Julius Randle. And it might make us a step ahead. I don't want to get Evan Mobley simply because we already have Jared Allen. That seems like a bad decision. Jason Tatum was presumably out for most of this year. He's out again now with a bruised right hip. KD on the Spurs, there would be no reason for them to trade him. These players are relatively untouchable. He can't play 4. Jaren Jackson Jr. on 1 year of his deal. I didn't see the Grizzlies terribly high on that. They might be willing to move on from him. Julius Randle is going to provide them a spark offensively. Him and Ja, though, I don't know if I like that fit, but let's see if we can convince them. Is there anybody else who's like young we're willing to move on from, perhaps? I hate to say it. I think we don't need both of these guys. And I think I'd rather have Rasheer Fleming. So Baba Miller, I'm okay putting in that trade. And then let's also maybe give them one of our wings. Because we didn't really want Max Strus. How are you playing, Max? That's the real question here. 40% from 3, almost. Really not too much better from the field. I know he's not the greatest defender in the world. I think I'm okay putting him in this trade too. And I think we just need to get 2 players total to match. We're going to get Yuki, and we're going to get Cam Spencer, maybe? Do they like Cam Spencer? That's not Cam Spencer. This is. Are they happy about this? No, 10 million. Who's making money that shouldn't be? Jock Landale, and that's about it. We'll keep Yuki. I know he's a fan favorite of the Memphis Grizzlies. Is anybody else making more money than they should be? Not really, honestly. This is actually a pretty well-constructed team. This trade might be dead, unfortunately. Let me get back to you when I have something better lined up. Alright, we're going to try and do something pretty risky. I'm going to try and move Julius Randle for Jalen Johnson. And the reason I'm doing this is pretty simple. Jalen Johnson is making a little more money, which is unfortunate, but he's going to provide more three-point shooting and spacing. When you have Anthony Edwards and Jared Allen on your team at the same time, that seems like an important thing to fix. As far as points per game is concerned, Julius Randle up to 21.7 this year. He's actually having a pretty efficient year at 36%. What's Jalen Johnson doing? 39%. How many attempts per game, though? Let's take a look here. 268 attempted this year. How about Julius? Oh, actually, Julius is doing way better. We're not going to do this at all. I think we're just going to let it rock until the end of the season. I think we have a pretty solid team, and we're going to see how this shakes up in the postseason. We definitely need a point guard in this offseason, though. But this might be enough to win the championship already. Let's take a look. And the regular season has commenced. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander grifts his way to yet another MVP award. Cooper Flagg is our Rookie of the Year. Josh Giddey, unfortunately, wins an award. 6th Man of the Year for the Pistons. You hate to see it. Victor Wembanyama, Defensive Player of the Year. Get used to seeing that, because that's going to happen all the time pretty soon. Evan Mobley, Most Improved Player. That's actually kind of shocking. He really didn't... Oh, I guess he's got more boards. His efficiency is actually a little worse. I'm not sure why he got this, but hey, whatever. Trae Young, Clutch Player of the Year. That makes sense. And Chris Finch, the Minnesota Timberwolves Coach of the Year, 59-23. That's going to be our final record. Let's take a look at these all-NBA teams. We're going to be looking for any and all Timberwolf players. Is Ant really not on here? Damn, that's crazy. Still no Wolves spotted. Okay, I guess they hate us. We have somebody in the G League winning rookie awards. You hate to see that. Thanks, 2K. Very cool. Despite the fact we're the 1 seed, we got absolutely no love minus Coach of the Year. Looks like our rotation is all healthy. Let's take a look at our player stats for this season. Let's see. Ant, 26.3 points a game. This guy didn't make all-NBA team doing this? Are you kidding me? 50-40, almost 50-40-85. We're not going to say 50-40-90. His minutes are down a little bit. That's probably going to be good for the postseason. Julius having a pretty solid year. His best year in Minnesota thus far, at least as far as points are concerned. Naz Reid doing about the same. How'd Dante do this year? Almost identical. All right, cool. So I think that's going to leave us in a good spot. Jaden taking a step back on scoring is a little unfortunate, but that's not the most surprising thing. So we're going to be facing whoever is the 8th seed out of this play-in tournament. Let's see who that ends up being. Looks like it's going to be the Golden State Warriors, who presumably still have Jimmy Butler. Let's take a look at these lineups. So, of course, Wolves starting 5 exactly as we left it. The Warriors are going to have Steph Curry. They're going to have Pods in the 2. Moses Moody, Jonathan Kuminga, both still on this team. And Draymond Green holding down the center position. I think we're better. I also think they should have had Jimmy Butler still. So, I'm curious as to see, is he just injured? Oh, no, they must have traded him for Michael Porter Jr., who's injured instead. Strained right Achilles. When he actually gets healthy, that's going to give them a lot of spacing. Moses Moody also playing hurt. His overall dropped a ton. Wow, that should make this a pretty simple matchup for the Wolves. And as I say that, they win game 1. Warriors going to match up with us pretty well there. But I think from here, it's not going to be a sweat. 3-1 lead. Nobody ever blows us except the team we just beat. And we're in the second round. And now we're facing the Spurs. And man, is this nerve-wracking. Let's take a look at what they're starting this year. De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle. Oh, they got Alex Caruso too. Oh, my God. Kevin Durant. They got Vic. I know they have a pretty solid bench unit too. And then, of course, we got our same Wolves lineup. Nobody got injured that first round, right? Clear bill of health. You'll love to see it. I still don't think I'm too confident about this. We're going to lose game 1. And you know what? Instead of waiting for a little while later, I'm just going to make some adjustments now. We're going to actually knock this down to a 7-man rotation. We're going to have Nas coming off the bench. Ooh, I don't think Rob should be this guy. I think we need a wing. I'm going to put Isaac Okoro in, as crazy as that might sound, for defensive reasons. I think he's going to be easy to kind of have a good lane at the rim a lot of the time with the spacing we're providing with everybody else. So he shouldn't have to shoot the ball too much, hopefully. Obviously, he's a good defender, so I think it's going to balance out okay. He's one of our taller players, and it's going to result in a win. Oh my gosh, Julius Randle, 41, 12, and 5. Incredible shooting shot, made all his free throws. In fact, almost everybody made all their free throws. On the Spurs side of things, nobody did great. Victor Wembanyama, oh my God, got clamped. Jared Allen, what a game. Game 3, Wolves win again. This is the Ant Edwards game. 35 on his part. We're up 3-1 yet again, and it's another Anthony Edwards game. 38, 5, 6, and 2. Oh my goodness. 11 free throws. Pulling out his best Jalen Brunson / Shai Gilgeous-Alexander impersonation. Game 5. Let's get him out of here. Nope, we're going to lose. How about game 6? There we go. We're going to get game 6 as our closeout. Ant Edwards, 28. Julius Randle, 24. Honestly, all-around game for everybody. Alex Caravan got 1 minute and 1 assist. Shout out to you for that. And we're in the Western Conference Finals for the 3rd year in a row. And second time in those 3 years, we're going to be going against the Mavs. Who are they starting this season? Kyrie, Malik Monk, Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford. So one good thing about going from Rudy Gobert to Jared Allen, it's going to stop that lob threat a little bit. One downside from having Julius Randle instead of Cat is he's going to get eaten alive on Anthony Davis. Usually Cat plays pretty well against Anthony Davis, pardon me. Julius Randle, the complete opposite. All 3 of them, I think, Kentucky players too, so there's a little bit of a connection there. I think I like Jaden on Cooper Flagg, but let's see how this all shakes out. Game 1, and the Mavs are going to win. You hate to see it. Kyrie, great game on his part. Russell Westbrook, awesome off the bench. Game 2, oh, we're going to lose again. You know what? Fuck it. 6-man rotation. We're not messing around. We're getting to the finals this year. Naz Reid and the starters, nobody else. Ant's also hurt. Uh-oh. What happened? Minor injury at practice. Doesn't even tell me what the injury is. How about if I go to the roster? Sore right knee. Oh, that's nothing. Come on, buddy. Oh, down 0-3. Oh, my gosh. Oh, we got everybody on the team some minutes this game. Good gracious. All right. There's only one thing we can do. 5-man rotation. Let's at least go out with 1 win, please, and not get swept. There we go. Let's see how it went for us. 46 for Ant, 24 for Dante. This is not sustainable. We are going to lose, but it's the only thing we can do, so let's try it again. Game 5. And we're finally out. The Dallas Mavericks going to beat us. That sucks. Anthony Davis, Western Conference Finals MVP. Cade Cunningham for the East. Who's going to win it all? And it's going to be the Mavs. They're going to win everything this year. Anthony Davis, Finals MVP. Well-deserved on his part. Let's fast forward to the offseason. All right. It's finally time for the draft lottery. We do not have a pick anywhere close to this, but just out of curiosity, let's see. We know we got AJ projected to be the number 1 pick, and the Heat are going to get the first overall pick. They have had a very, very fortunate few seasons here, at least in this sim. The Wizards are going to get 2 overall from the Suns. That tracks. The Heat actually have 3, too. Oh, my goodness. I forgot they traded with the Knicks. I think that means they have another one in here somewhere, right? Let's take a look. Yeah, they have 24 as well from New York. Timberwolves, of course, going to have number 22 from Cleveland. They have ours at 29. I don't know what we want to do with this time, because if you look at our roster, I think we still need to address a few concerns. Shooting guard and point guard I'm happy with. We don't really need a 3. I think we go for a center this time. I think it's going to be time to move on from Leonard Miller. I know we're probably going to also lose Terrence Shannon Jr. unless he's pretty reasonable about the contract he wants. How about our staff? Is anybody actually going to be getting signed? We do need an assistant GM. Let's just go for the best possible one and spend that money. Boom. Fantastic. And here we are. What picks do we have? Do we have any second-round picks? We do. We have the very last pick of the draft, and we have the 22nd pick overall. Let's see what goes on. First overall pick, AJ to the Heat. They're going to have number 3, too. Curious who they're going to take here. Cameron Boozer, number 2 overall. He's going to probably be a great player when he gets a chance to play in the NBA. Darrell Peterson, I'm not too familiar with his game, but for their sake, I hope it pans out. But let's go fast forward to the Wolves pick here. See who the best player available is. We got Cam Scott, Barbara Diakate, Sammy Calderon, Kira Jacobs, Ahmed Newell. I'm not sure if any of these are even real people. If we're being 100% honest, these are not names I'm too familiar with, but I do know we need a center. So who's the best possible center up here? Is it just going to be this guy down here? James Brown. Let's take a look. Inside scoring C+. That's not the worst thing in the world, especially if you can shoot, which you can. Playmaking, I don't care about. Perimeter defense, not too much. Post defense, C-. You're out of here, buddy. We don't need you. I apologize to be rude, but, I mean, come on now. Got to do a little bit of that. How about Muhammad? 6'11" from France. What can you do? 3-point shooter, inside scorer. Post defense, C+. That's a little better, but he's also awful on the perimeter, so I'm not too happy about that. Is there any other power forward who's pretty tall? 6'9". You might be able to actually... Wait. They have the same last name. I assume they must be related, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's see. 3-point shooting is not great. Inside scoring is not great, but it's not the end of the world. Post defense is a C. I'm not liking this class. I might even just trade out of this. Let's see if we can get a young center. If we move this pick and there's last overall pick. Oh, I can't trade this one. Awesome. Thanks, 2K. Very cool. So in that case, what we might do, I'm going to trade the best or draft the best overall player. It looks like it's going to be Cam Scott, and I'm going to see if I can flip him before this is over. So let's see. Cam Scott, where are you at, buddy? And then the last overall pick. Let's see if we can find a potentially younger center to pair with these guys. You got picked this year, didn't you? Where were you picked? 8th overall. There's no way you're gonna accept this deal, right? No way. Yeah. All right. Let's see if we can find somebody that might be a good trade target. Honestly, Trace Jackson Davis. Oh no, he's a little too old. You know what? Let's just keep Cam Scott on the team. 69 overall. He's not gonna play this year, but maybe he'll turn into somebody. He was projected to be the best player overall. This is the last person in the class. You were projected to go 26th. How am I getting you a 60? Jermaine O'Neal. That is not Jermaine O'Neal. Tyrese Proctor. All right, cool. So I think we just have to go with Caleb Foster here. At projected to be 26th, 53rd, or 57th. They even had him at 6th for some of these rankings. That's crazy. Welcome to the team camp, or Caleb Foster, pardon me, from Duke University. And let's take a look at how we did. Looks like we got a 69 overall and a 70 overall for 60th pick. Not too bad. Let's take a look here. Leonard Miller, Rasheer Fleming, Baba Miller. We're gonna bring all these guys back. All right. Let's see, qualifying offers, nothing here. All right, and let's get into free agency. I'm gonna take a look at some offers. I'm gonna see if maybe I can free up some cap space to make a few changes. And I'll get back to you with the next move. All right, let's take a look at how things look after 1 year. I think our team is actually pretty solid. I think I might need to move on from somebody here, though. Because Nolan Traore is about to be good. He's a little bit, more aligned with what I think we want this team to be. We need a point guard is what we need. I think we're one elite point guard away. Maybe not even elite. We're one okay point guard away. And let's go find one. I think we really just need, like, maybe somebody that's up in this kind of range as far as overall is concerned. Ty Jerome would be a good pickup. He's already played with Jared Allen before. They would have chemistry. He's a distributor. He's a solid scorer. Let me see. Dante, ooh, he already has... What? This makes no sense. What if I did this? What if I did this? What if we move Rob and keep Dante? That would leave them, or us, with 1 million. So then I would also need to get, potentially, I can't trade you. I can trade you. Do you have a center I maybe want to steal? Eric Reb, or did you get picked? 9th, no way I'm getting him. Bobby Portis, 12 million. He is going to get worse. He is going to get worse. But he's still contributing okay. No, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. Maybe just this deal and then potentially some picks. Let's get that. Maybe they'll give up this. Ooh, actually, just give me that Trailblazer pick. Don't worry about anything else. Nope. Okay. All right. So how about just a Bulls pick? You're not getting enough. You're getting so much. What are you complaining about? All right, fine. What if we picked a 2030 first round pick a little further away? Maybe you won't be as bad of a team then. No? All right. All right. That's not quite what I was hoping for. Maybe we can get some second round picks. A second round pick. No second round picks. Are you just... What? That makes no sense as far as the value is concerned. We give a second round pick and boom, the trade is made. Of course, I would not do this in real life, probably, but for the sake of this video, that might be exactly what the doctor ordered. So that really doesn't put us in too bad of a spot. We don't need another center to actually play, just a backup maybe to eat up some injury minutes. One of these two needs to be better. And I don't think they're going to jump high enough, unfortunately, to get us to where we need this season. One of them might next year. So I think we have to upgrade here too. Which of these guys do I believe in more? It's absolutely Rasheer Fleming. And I still have one more point guard than I need. Maybe the combination of these two helps us get a power forward. That could actually be the right strategy here. He is a pretty good player, has low monetary value. This could be a trade worth doing. Dante DiVincenzo, Baba Miller, they're not getting any picks, and they're actually trading away a young guy. It all depends on if they plan on paying him. This would be a solid bench player off, or solid player off the bench. Pardon me. And we're gonna make that deal. Kai Sean is gonna be on the team. He's gonna be our backup 4 behind Julius Randle. I think in year 3, Rasheer Fleming is gonna join the party, but he's not quite ready yet. Isaac Okoro did not do. Oh, whoa! 40% from 3. Awful from the line, but I'm assuming he's not shooting too many free throws, so that's probably okay. If he's actually really bad, though, we're going to get rid of him and use Alex Karaban instead, because he's probably going to progress to at least, I would say, a 76 or maybe even a 77 if we're real fortunate. Max Strus, get off my team. We no longer need your services, buddy. Goodbye. Goodbye. 2 first-round picks. Hell yeah, I'll do that. I don't even need to see the rest, because he's simply a salary dump. That's going to leave us with 3 point guards, 3 shooting guards. They're both, oh, no. That's why I was confused. One is Caleb Foster, one's Cam Scott. Okay, that makes sense. We have 3 3s, 3 4s. We just need literally a veteran center. That should be our only move. Let's take a look. Who's the oldest guy available? That's shocking that Dario Saric is one of them. It feels like he just got drafted recently, but obviously it's not. It's been like 12 years at the time this is happening, at least. So going to pick him up. And that's going to be the only moves we make this offseason. Let's go to player progression. Take a look at how things shake up. Ant gets up 2. That's fantastic news. Jaden's getting a little better. Jared Allen, Julius Randle, everybody's actually improved a little bit, which is shocking. Some of these guys are in their 30s, so the training staff must be doing their thing. Kaishan George even gets a little bit better. Naz Reid goes down 1, but it's not the end of the world. He's still in the 80s as a bench player. You'll take that any day of the week. Terrence Shannon Jr. up 1 overall. Alex Caravan up 3. So there's pretty close proximity here. If Okoro doesn't work out, I'm not opposed to tossing Alex in the rotation. Nolan Traore goes up 1. Rasheer Fleming up 3. That's great news for year 3. Doesn't really change too much right now. But without further ado, let's get to our second season. All right, year number 2, Stephen Curry's going to retire, and he's getting a farewell tour. That's not too surprising. Let's take a look at how our rotation looks. We're going to go back to our 10-man rotation so we don't kill everybody on the team. Fantastic. Ty Jerome at the 1, Ant Edwards at the 2, Jaden at 3, Julius Randle still our power forward, and Jared Allen holding down the center position. Kaishan George off the bench. We got Naz Reid with him. I'm going to swap their minutes around. I know he's a little bit of a higher overall, but Naz is the engine that keeps the offense running on our bench. Isaac Okoro, Terrence Shannon Jr., and Alex Caravan, that can't possibly be the one we want to go with here. It's going to be Nolan Traore, 6'4" point guard. We're going to have him in the rotation, and that's going to give us a lot of switchability. I think mostly everybody's within that same height range now, so that's actually going to open up a few different defensive possibilities. What's our defense set to right now? Limit perimeter shots, play physical, play through start. Let's swap this up to pick and roll offense. Jared Allen is a great screener. He can get lobs. I think that's a solid choice. Average tempo, some crash, some get back. I think that's going to be everything we need. I'll check in with you guys at the end of the regular season. All right, end of the regular season. Victor Wembanyama is going to win MVP. AJ DeBenza is going to win Rookie of the Year for the Heat. Dylan Harper, 6th Man of the Year. Who are you on the bench for? Can I not see that? No, it's not going to tell me. Victor Wembanyama also going to get Defensive Player of the Year. Remember what I said before. He's going to win this about 35 times in a row in real life. Jaleel Bethia. Not sure I'm pronouncing that right, but nonetheless, Jaleel is going to be our most improved player, 16.1. That's actually pretty good for a most improved player. Nikola Jokic, Clutch Player of the Year. Billy Donovan, coaching the Spurs now. Going to get 65 and 17 is his final record and win Coach of the Year. And unfortunately, that also means exactly what you think it does. The Wolves are going to be the 2nd seed when it's all said and done. The Spurs quite literally just barely beat us for the 1 seed. Let's see here. Vic, Luka, Jokic, Mobley, SGA, that all makes sense. Do we have a Wolf? We do have a Wolf. Anthony Edwards in the 2nd team. Any other Timberwolves representation on here at all? Not even a little bit. But yeah, that's how it shook out. Let's take a look at our standings really quick. The Spurs, 65 and 17. We went 63 and 19. Last year's champs, the Mavs, 56 and 26. I think there's a lot to be said there simply because a lot of that team is pretty old for basketball standards. You know, Kyrie Irving, Anthony Davis, a little bit towards the end, if not past their prime. Obviously, they just got Cooper Flag too. He's going to only be getting better for a little while. The Warriors, a 4 seed. Wow. And it looks like we're going to be going up against probably definitely one of either the Nuggets or the Lakers. Let's take a look, simulate the play-in tournament, and it's going to be the Lakers. And let's see how that team looks this season. Remember, no more LeBron, Luka Doncic, Buddy Hield, Dalton Connect, Harrison Barnes, and Andre Drummond. You take away Andre Drummond, and that's going to have some great shooting on that team, which is going to open up a lot of avenues for Luka to score. He's cooked this team before, but that's not happening today. I'm going to see to it. We're going to knock it down to 8 players in the rotation. Sorry, Terrence Shannon, and sorry, whoever the other person was, but we will not be having you play right now. The Wolves win game number 1. Luka had a great game. So did the Wolves just had a better team all around that game. Oh my gosh, 54 points for Anthony Edwards, 42 for Luka. This has been an absolute duel between those two. Luka gets 34, Ant gets 35. Ty Jerome, hold on, 28 and 10. What a game on his behalf. Julius also playing fantastic basketball right now. And we're going to win game 4, and we're going to sweep the Lakers. And Edwards, another pretty good game there. Next up, we're going against the team that beat us last year. The Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, Malik Monk, Cooper Flag, Anthony Davis, and Daniel Gafford. It doesn't look like they've gotten any worse, but I do think we've gotten better, so that might be all it takes. I'm not messing around. I'm not even going to wait till they lose a game. I'm going to knock this down to a 6-man rotation. No. We're going to leave it at a 7-man rotation. Who is that going to keep? It's going to have Kaishan George and Naz Reid. That's going to give us good size. The only small person we're actually playing is Ant, actually, and that's not a small person at all, so that's completely fine by me. Let's take a look at game 1. and we're going to win. Anthony Edwards, 45. Julius Randle, 28. Nobody really stood out too much for the Mavs. Oh my gosh, Cooper Flag, 5 for 12. You hate to see that. 0 for 5 for Max Christie. That's not good. Game 2. Ant Edwards, Julius Randle, Jared Allen, the big three, doing a great job. But again, Anthony Davis did a pretty good job today. So did Daniel Gafford. Oh my gosh, 16 and 15. Notorious Wolves killer Daniel Gafford, living up to his reputation. Game number 3, we're going to win that one as well. Cooper Flag, off night. Actually, everybody off night. Oh my goodness, 2 for 15 for Anthony Davis in 41 minutes. Brutal. 5 free throws. That definitely bailed him out. He would have had 4 points otherwise. Good God. And in game 4, we're going to sweep him. Kyrie Irving, a fantastic game. Couldn't quite carry the team to the next round, unfortunately. Anthony Edwards, a pretty solid game in his own right. Took a whole lot of shots to get there. Shot nothing but bricks from 3, but hey, a win's a win's a win, right? And it looks like the Spurs are going to sweep the Pelicans. We are in the Western Conference Finals yet again. And looking at the East, I don't want to underestimate these guys, but it doesn't seem like there's the best competition left over there. Let's take a look how the Spurs are going to look this season. All right, they got De'Aaron Fox, Stephon Castle, Ace Bailey, KD, and Victor Wembanyama. That team is stacked. I don't see a reality where we're going to beat them, but hey, stranger things have happened. Game 1, Victor Wembanyama killed us. Ant did a good job. This was not a particularly close game, almost a 35-point blowout. We're going to go down to 6 people. We're not going to mess around. Let's see. Let's get Nas all these minutes here. I don't think Kaishan should probably be playing those. Nas is our bench leader, of course. Game 2. Oh, the Spurs got us again. This is not going as well as I'd hoped. Let's see if we can maybe make some coaching adjustments. All right, you're not playing great at all. How about, can I see for this round specifically? How do I do that? It's out here, isn't it? Playoff statistics, player stats, conference finals. Where is he? Ty Jerome. Oh my God, 2 games so far. He's averaging 3.5 points a game, 2.5 assists. I've seen enough. You're getting locked up, buddy. Who is another person I could put in this position? You know what? We're putting Nolan in. He might be unproven, but we're down 0-2. It's worth a shot. And who is he going to be up against again? Who is that going to be? It's going to be De'Aaron Fox. He's a very quick player. That might have been the issue. Maybe Ty Jerome, he's not really known for speed. Maybe he was going to get cooked a lot by De'Aaron. Let's see if this changes anything. It's going to result in a win, which is still a W as far as I'm concerned. How did this shake out? Nolan, 12-2, 8-3. Only 2 turnovers. I'm happy about that. Did he actually defend? He defended great. Oh my goodness. De'Aaron Fox, 5 for 19. Honestly, these guys all kind of had an off night. KD didn't shoot too well. Vic didn't shoot too well. I don't expect them to do that again, but maybe we'll get lucky. Game 4, we did. Another W for the Wolves. Julius, 34, 8 and 2. Incredible game for all 6 people we're playing, but they're going to be tired. Ace Bailey tried his best to carry. Doesn't look like anybody did too terribly bad. Tim Hardaway, 0 for 6. Ooh. But aside from that, pretty good play from the Spurs. They just didn't quite win. Game 5, oh, killer. The Spurs are going to get us by 10 points. Ant did the absolute best he could. So did Julius and J-Mac. They just played better top to bottom. They are a very, very deep team. That's not the most surprising thing in the world. Can I just go to 5 people? I don't think that's the right decision, but I mean, I think it's the only choice. And then we're going to get, of course, Nolan up in here as well. We're going to simcast. I don't like this because it's going to get my nerves high, but we're going to simcast. It's a home game for the Wolves. They are up 5. It's the 4th quarter. They're down 7. Let's slow this down a little. Can they make a comeback? It doesn't look like it so far. Holding about even. They're getting cooked in the 4th. Oh, brutal. The Wolves are going to lose again. Vic wins West Coast Finals MVP. Paolo Banchero going to win it in the East. 37 points a game. Oh my gosh. Who's going to win it in the finals? It's going to be the Spurs in 7. Victor Wembanyama Finals MVP. Year number 3. Here we come. All right. I was going to skip through some of this stuff, but we're actually going to cut back. Kevin Durant just retired. His final season for the Spurs. That's going to give us a huge opportunity. That has been by far the biggest obstacle in the Minnesota Timberwolves' way. I saw it coming from the first season. Second season, it became a reality. Third season, they're going to be a little worse without him. I'm hoping that we can rebound and potentially use that to our advantage. Check in with you guys on the start of the regular season. All right, year number 3 player progression. Alex Karaban up 4. He's going to undoubtedly be part of our rotation now. That's also going to mean I might need to potentially move on from Isaac Okoro, who we just recently signed back. What else? He actually went up 1 in his own right. Terrence Shannon Jr. up another. Nolan Traore up 2. Rasheer Fleming up 2. Cam Scott up 5. Great for us. He was our 22nd overall pick. And the person we picked dead last, Caleb Foster, up 1. He will not be in the rotation, but happy to be here, buddy. All right, cool. Year number 3, we're going to auto-generate some rookies, and we're going to get right into it. Steph Curry's going to retire this season. That's okay with me. I thought he said that last year too, but maybe I'm going crazy. Who knows? Let's take a look here. We're going to continue our 10-man rotation, and I'm just simply going to let it run with 10 people it chooses for us, because I think that's probably the best strategy. Kaishan George, Alex Karaban, Naz Reid, our 3rd best bench player. Now, that feels wrong. We're going to put him back up to where he was last time. Isaac Okoro doesn't probably need to be in our rotation. We need this to be Nolan. And, okay, I'm happy with this. One thing I do think we need to change. There's been one thing we've been missing this entire time, and I'm not afraid to say it. It's aura. And you know how we're going to get that back? Is by downloading ourselves a Timberwolves correct jersey. Who is it going to be? I kind of want to bring back the trees. Ooh, but do I like any of these other fictional ones better? I kind of do like this one, but I think I have to. Just as the Wolves fan in me simply can't see this and not pick it. Welcome back, tree jerseys. Welcome back, old logo. We're going to win a goddamn championship. We're going to see to it. I'll check back with you at the trade deadline. All right. End of our 3rd and final regular season. Luka Doncic, MVP 25, 7, and 8. Stephon Vincent, an auto-generated player, is going to win the Rookie of the Year. He was the 1st overall pick. Kylan Boswell, 6th man of the year, who I think is a real player. Oh, drafted in 2025. So I assume this is a real person. Congrats to them. Walker Kessler on the Bulls for some reason. Defensive player of the year. Shocking that Victor Wembanyama didn't win that. Asa Newell is the most improved player of the year. Jalen Brunson, clutch player of the year. That tracks. Jason Kidd, coach of the year. And yeah, as you probably imagine, that unfortunately means we are not the 1 seed yet again. Any Timberwolves here? Jared Allen, 2nd team All-NBA. That's it. But yeah, once again, unfortunately, looks like we're going to be exactly, what is it? 1 game behind. The Lakers pretty close behind us too. The Spurs are down to a 4 seed, so losing KD must have been really, really awful news for them. Trailblazers made the playoffs after their rebuild. The Thunder are pretty mid. So are the Warriors and the Clippers and anybody else that might have made this play-in tournament for that matter. So let's skim through that. Looks like we're going to be going up against the Clippers. Let me see if my team is injured at all. Kaishan George, pardon me, out for another month. That's pretty brutal. Looks like he broke his leg. You hate to see it. Let's knock this down to a 9-man rotation. Is Nolan Traore getting any minutes? He's not. He's an 80 overall, too. I think these minutes got to go. I think it can't be Isaac Okoro. I think it's got to be him. I kind of let the AI do what it wanted in the regular season. It paid some pretty big dividends, so if we get cooked, we'll see how it goes. Nobody stands out on their end. Our end, Julius Randle, great game. Jaden McDaniels, pretty good game. Jared Allen, 21, 5, and 6. You'll love to see that. Game 2 is a win. Game 3 is a win. And Game 4 is a win. The Timberwolves are in the 2nd round of the playoffs, and we're going up against OKC, the bane of my existence. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lou Dort, Jalen Williams, Tari Eason, and Kai Jones. I assume Chet Holmgren is hurt. That's going to be a crushing blow for those guys. Tari Eason is a pretty nice pickup. I'm not sure if that's going to be enough to overcome that. Let's see. It did in Game 1. That's for goddamn sure. SGA is 26, 5, 11, 2, 1. Pretty solid all-around game. So did Jalen Williams. Almost a triple-double. And we're not going to mess around, you know? We've come close too many years. We're going right down to, actually, a 7-man rotation. Naz Reid hurt. You hate to see that. What's wrong? What's wrong? Bruised right hip. You can play through that, buddy. Game 2 is a Wolves win. Pretty solid all-around performance. Game 3, OKC. Man. I hate to say it. I think we're going to need to do what we did last season. I don't think... I just don't think he's the guy in the postseason. Nolan provided much better defense. It just didn't work out quite as well last year. Let's switch it up. We need to stop SGA. He's a better person for that. SGA, awful shooting night. Didn't even go to the line. That's his special place, too. So we were able to stop that. I think Nolan is the guy we need to keep starting. Game 5, the Wolves win. Game 6, I didn't mean to do that. Game 6, and the Wolves are once again in the Western Conference Finals. What would this be, 5 years in a row now if this was real life? And we're going up against the Dallas Mavericks yet again. The Spurs are gone. Actually, whoa, hold on. The Spurs are gone. First round, they got eliminated. Where is Vic? They got Trae Young off the bench for who? For De'Aaron Fox. That's kind of shocking. Please tell me they didn't trade Victor Wembanyama for Trae Young. No, he's just hurt. What happened to you, buddy? Torn right Achilles. Ooh, brutal. Not a great injury history for Victor Wembanyama. That's going to be bad news for them if this were real life, but thankfully it's not, and thankfully I think he's mostly okay now from the blood clot situation. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals goes to the Wolves. Jared Allen, great game. Honestly, great game all around. Everybody double digits. 10-1 and 10 for Nolan. You'll have to see that. The Mavs are going to come back for Game 2. Let's see if we can win Game 3. This is going to be clutch. We do. 2-1. 2-2. All right. This is where it fell apart last season. We're going right down to our 6-man rotation. Ty Jerome is hurt, and they're trying to put him back in. That doesn't make any sense. Get down here. Game 5. We're going to go straight to Simcast because literally it's all on the line here. I'm hoping this jersey aura is going to carry them over the finish line. It's so close. Let's see. Coming down to the last few minutes here. It is an away game. We're in Dallas. Can they pull off the upset victory? Up 1 with 49 seconds left. I think we have to watch this one. We're going to jump right in. I'm going to go to one of the spectator cams, and we're going to watch this play out. I will not be controlling the Wolves. I'm simply a viewer. They're going to do stupid things. I can't fix that. I can't help them. So broadcast right here for this game only, and let me make sure I'm not playing for anybody. Boom. All right. Without further ado, let's see how this all shakes out. Looks like the Wolves have the ball. Julius Randle going to inbound it to Nolan Traore. Doesn't look like we have the best spacing. Going to set a pick with Ant. Ant's got the ball up top. He's exhausted. Perhaps going to try to post up Malik Monk. Malik can't stop him. Dunks on him. Up 3, 40 seconds left. Let's get a replay. Look at this. Oh my gosh. We need to bring these jerseys back in real life. This would be happening every single night. On top of Derek Lively's head too. But we got 40 seconds left. They're not out of the woods. 3-point game. Kyrie Irving with the ball. He's going to get it across half court. Nolan Traore's calling card's been defense, but not right there. He's going to get completely past him. A layup for Kyrie. Kyrie Irving, great basketball player. Not surprising at all. Nolan's going to get the ball. 31 seconds left. I think you got to get the ball to Ant after what you just saw. He does exactly that. Malik Monk, not the best of defenders. He's going to get blown by Derek Lively. Great contest, but a foul. And Ant's going to go to the line. 23.3. Let's see how this goes. First shot. He made it. Complete swish. Up 2 points. You want to be up 3 in case they hit a 3 here, though. You don't want this to be a heartbreaking loss. He's going to hit both of them. I think we're going to... Oh, no timeouts for the Mavericks. They can't call a timeout. They got Trae Young in the game with Kyrie. They have a lot of scoring from the 3-point line right now. Derek Lively is the only one I'm not too concerned with. Kyrie, mid-range, contested. He's going to make it anyway. Wolves going to take the ball out. No timeout, it looks like. Gonna get it. They might need that timeout. Are they going to throw it in? They get it in time. And Kyrie Irving going to foul Nolan Traore. They might not need one more foul to actually get into the bonus. No, they don't. Never mind. I forgot. Ant just got fouled himself. Nolan Traore at the line. Going to shoot one. Going to make one. How about the second? The most important shots of his life so far. He's going to go 2 for 2. Derek Lively takes it out. You need a stop. They have to stop them. They're going to cross the half-point line. Anything but a 3. He's going to get a wide-open look. He swished it. Oh, my gosh. Anthony Davis, a great look, a great shot. I hate that. Oh, brutal. Let's see if the Wolves can come back after this timeout. Going to have some time on the board. It looks like 9 seconds about. That's enough time to get a great look. Any points are good points. He doesn't need to be a 3. Ant's going to take it at the top. He's still exhausted, and he's got Trae Young on him. That has to be the matchup you attack. This is awful spacing. Going to be a bad look, I think. Open 3, though. Oh, brick. That's going to go to overtime. We're not going to watch that. Heartbreaking. Oh. That's brutal. Another replay of that dunk. Can I start simcasting, or am I have to watch the rest of this? Let's take a look here once we get into overtime. If we can we please? There we go. Thought Ronnie 2K was going to make me watch that. Back to Simcast we go. We're going to slow it down a little because it is overtime. We're up 3. It's a pretty close game still, as you'd imagine. Only up 2. Oh, the Mavs are up 1. Up 3. Up 1 again. 15 seconds left, and we're so back. 2 free throws on the Mavs part here. Who is this with the ball? Let's see. Can I see their name, please? I think that's... I actually don't know. It might be Dayron Reed. I'm not entirely sure. He missed the first one. He's going to make the second one a 2-point game. The Wolves are going to take a timeout. They can either bring this to double OT, or they can take a 3 and win it all. Or they can completely miss and just lose. Here's hoping it's anything but that. Naz Reid going to inbound it. Got Julius Randle on the court right now. Who's that on the top over there? Oh, that's Kaishan. Ant with the ball. Trae Young on him. Going to have a... Oh, okay, look. He's going to hit it. Tie game. 8.7 remaining. This is just the game that won't end. Mavs going to have another chance to take the lead here, potentially win the game, or they might just turn it over. I'm really hoping they do that. Let's see what happens. They're going to inbound the ball here right to Kyrie. That's probably the person you'd want with the ball. Although AD did just make that big shot before. Oh, he's got a wide open look. Brutal. Wolves ball, 3.3 to go. I don't like the looks of this, fellas. Let's take a look here. Going to probably have one good look at it here. You probably can't pass it too much. Who's the inbounder? It's going to be Naz. I think you have to go to Ant, right? Although Julius has played pretty well too. Nolan's going to be wide open. They go to Kaishan George in the corner. Open mid-range. Brick. Oh, no. Game 5 goes to the Mavs. You hate to see it. Going to take a big comeback from the Wolves. But they're going to be at home for Game 6. Let's take a look. Oh, and right before Game 6, it looks like we've had an injury of some kind. Who is it? Nobody up here. Oh, no. Jarrett Allen, broken elbow. Brutal. I think that's going to mean we're going to have to play Nas at the 4. I think we need to have Randall at the 5. Who would he be matched up against right now in that case? Derek Lively. I like that matchup. Nas Reed on AD I don't like, though, at all. So let's actually swap that back. He's going to get cooked. Matter of fact, let's just do this. This might be interesting. Because usually when you sim, it works like that. Julius Randle will be up against Darren Reed. AD is going up against J-Mac. I think that's a matchup he can handle. Nas Reed on Derek Lively. I like our chances. Malik Monk is getting cooked every time down the floor. Barbecue chicken. Kyrie on Ty Jerome. I don't like. We need to swap that again for Nolan before we get too far ahead of ourselves here. And without further ado, Game 6. Can the Wolves make this happen? They're up pretty big right now. Almost 23 points. They're going to win Game 6 pretty handedly. It wasn't even close. Who was our performer? Ant, as you'd probably imagine. How did AD do? AD got clamped. So did Kyrie. I think this is the strategy. I think if we keep the same starting 5, we might... Oh, no. Nolan Trayer is injured. What? Strained groin. How bad was that, actually? Oh, no. Does it show me what stats are affected? It doesn't. I'm just going to hope he can hold up Kyrie. But that might be what breaks us. Let's take a look. Up pretty big in the first quarter. Down pretty big in the second quarter. Ooh. This could go either way. Fourth quarter game. Up 2. Up 3. Starting to pull away a little, but now it's pretty close again. 1-point game. 31 seconds to go. How could I not jump in? Let's see what happens here. 1-point game. The Wolves have not been great in these situations so far in this sim. That's the wrong camera. Whoops. Let's fix that. The Wolves have not had very great luck in this kind of situation, unfortunately. I'm hoping they can pull it off here. They do have the ball. Any points would get them a 3-point lead unless it's a free throw. Let's take a look at what happens. Got to get the ball inbounded first, though. They're playing pretty solid defense on him. J-Mac gets the ball up top with 80 up there. That's going to... Oh, no, they turn it over. Kyrie Irving with the ball. Great steal by Lively. He's got the fast break and an open 3. Brick. Gets it back out to Nas. Hold on to that thing. Malik Monk going to foul him, and now it's a game of free throws. They're going to have to get it to a good free throw shooter here. I would get it to Ant probably, or Nas Reed for that matter. Looks like it's going to go to Nolan, though. I'm not sure how good of a free throw shooter he is. I didn't get a chance to check his stat. Kyrie, his 5th foul of the game. He can't do that again, otherwise that's going to be a clutch performer. They're going to take off the court entirely. Let's see. First one's a bucket. Great shot. How about the second one? 2 complete swishes. You love to see that. A 3-point game. Timeout, Mavs. If there is a God, they will miss their next shot. Let's see what happens. We're going to skip this whole timeout. Crunch time. It's time to be clutch. Reed going to inbound the ball. We got Jada on him. That's a good matchup. They probably have Trae Young on the court. There he is. Get to him right now, Ant. All right, Kyrie with the ball. Oh, he got a blow by. If he gets 2, that's fine, though. He didn't get 2. He got 0. He got it back. 2 bricks. Nas with the ball. All Nas has to do is hit 1, and they're in a pretty comfortable spot. Let's see what happens. 2 words. Nas Reed. And that might be all we needed to win this game. Let's see. No timeouts on the Mavs end, so they can't advance the ball. They're going to have to get up full court at least twice here if they want any chance of tying or winning this game. Let's see. Kyrie, you're going to run full court. Probably going to get it to Trae Young if I don't. Oh, they're going to get to AD. The same shot from the last game. Oh, but he bricks this one. Rebound Reed. And that's it, folks. The Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the NBA Finals. 3 seasons is what it took to get us here. Incredible. I'm not sure if it's going to show us. It might be Nolan who got the Western Conference Finals MVP because he's holding the trophy. Let's take a look here once it lets us. Nope, it's going to be Ant, actually. Different cutscene entirely. That's not too surprising, but I didn't realize those clutch free throws. Sometimes it kind of gives them the nod for that. Looks like this time it's still going to go to Ant Edwards. Let's take a look at these stats. That might tell the story better than this. Ant Edwards, oh my God, 49, 7, and 2. He cooked them today. Great Game 7 on his part. And we're going to the NBA Finals, ladies and gentlemen. Anthony Edwards, great series there. They're going up against the Cavs, and it's a shame, too, for Jarrett Allen. He will not get to go up against his old team. I'm hoping for maybe some 2K magic that heals him up before this season ends, but it's not great so far. Simcast to the first game. Let's see. First game goes to the Wolves. 52 for Anthony Edwards. 33 for Randall. Naz Reid had a great game. Jaden McDaniels had a pretty good game. Let's see if game 2 can be more of the same. It is. Anthony Edwards, 38. Julius Randle, 32. Nolan Traeger, 20 and 14. Game 3. Also the Wolves. Do we got it? Not yet. Not yet. Oh, don't do this to me. Come on. Hold on. All right. We're going to have to make some adjustments. Is Nolan still cooked? Is he still hurt? He's actually playing pretty well through the injury, and his overall's going back up. I think we have to go to 5. I don't think we have any choice but to. I'm sure one of these guys will sneak their way into the game, either in garbage time or foul trouble. But we got to go to Simcast. It's all on the line. Game 7. Everything we've tried to achieve is going to either pan out or crash and burn right now, and it looks like it's probably going to crash and burn. Hoping for a big fourth quarter here. They're making a little bit of a dent in it, but it's not enough. Oh, heartbreak. Awful. They blew a 3-0 lead. The first time ever in NBA history that's happened. Evan Mobley is your finals MVP. That is awful, awful luck for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Congratulations to the Cavs. Oh, heartbreak. Well, nonetheless, I've been Kyle. I tried my absolute best to help the Wolves. Clearly, they need more help than me. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, I'll see you again. Deuces.